This video is sponsored by Derila.
DIY friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Danie, and today's DIY in progress is part 2 of my closet vanity transformation, a project that I have been dreaming of for such a long time. Now, if you haven't seen part 1, I urge you to stop, go use the link in my description box, go watch part 1 first, and make sure you hit that subscribe button because we have a lot more of this project coming and you do not want to miss out. But if you are back from part 1 here to witness the next steps, then welcome back, and I'm excited to share all of it with you. As you can see, there's definitely been some things that have happened, and we are moving forward. So I urge you to get cozy, grab a coffee, grab a tea, grab your hot cold beverage combo, and let's get into this crazy DIY transformation. Editor, roll the tape. Boop.
You're making me tired.
All right, my DIY friends, so let's get into this makeover. Now, if you remember in part 1, I shared a little sketch up of what I hoped and dreamed this little nook vanity area is going to look like. And it had a beautiful wallpaper on the back wall. We had a custom built dresser that's going to go into this nook, and we're gonna be adding beautiful lighting and beautiful mirror and a wood top that's just gonna really make this whole space shine, because the original closet just kind of wasn't working for me. I'm also really excited because it has room to grow. Turning this into my vanity area now will be super great and functional for where I'm at in my life now, but in the future, it could be turned into a beautiful nursery. Not there yet, but one day, you know, have a changing station on the vanity top. There's lighting there. So I feel like this design really has room for growth in whatever changes happen in this household. So I'm excited for that. But at the end of part 1, I had left you where I had just put in all of the new drywall. We had added some drywall compound. We have sanded it down, and I have then painted over all of those areas with a drywall paint. And then on top of that, I put a primer. Before we can move on with anything else that's going into this space, we need to paint these walls. We need to get them prepped. I don't need to paint the back because obviously there's wallpaper going here. But if you remember from my original 3rd bedroom makeover, this room started very blue, and we painted it over with a color called Simply White by Bear. It is a flat. So I am going to be painting both these side walls. We also need to paint the ceiling with an interior ceiling in flat white. Once we get that done, then we can actually start on the dresser build. And I'm ready. So let's get painting these walls. Let's paint the ceiling so we can skip to the good part, which is me successfully building a dresser custom built into this space. Did I mention successfully? No mistakes, 0 errors.
We're doomed.
All right, let's go paint some walls. We know how to do that. Okay, I'm finished painting. And honestly, I would say this is probably my best drywall work I've done to date. Look at that. Could you see? I mean, maybe you can kind of see. Can you see? Now, both the walls and the ceiling are going to need a second coat, but I'm going to do that off camera because watching me paint is as exciting as watching paint dry. So I'm going to do that, clean all this up, and I will meet you in the she shack because we are going to be doing a custom dresser build, and I'm excited to get ready. So let's go do that. DIY friends, just taking a quick break from our DIYing to thank the sponsor of today's episode, Derila, a pillow perfected for sleep. So, small story time. Growing up, I spent a lot of time at the chiropractor because I had stage 1 scoliosis, which meant my spine was curved, and I caught it at a young age, which meant it was correctable. But I grew up with a lot of discomfort and had to see a chiropractor 3 times a week for close to 2 years. It really sucked. Suffering from back pain or neck pain can completely impact anything you're capable of doing on a day-to-day basis, which is why I take my sleep very seriously. I am a bit of a pillow snob because I have suffered from so much back pain, neck pain, and shoulder pain from bad pillows. So I have been sleeping with this Derila pillow for over a month now. Actually, I think longer. And I just wanted to make sure that I gave the most honest feedback, and truthfully, it took a few nights for my body to adjust to this pillow, but after it did, I actually noticed a huge difference in the way that my body felt when I woke up in the morning. So let's talk about this pillow. Derila pillows are made with high density memory foam that follows your spine's natural curvature. It holds your neck at the right height for a natural sleep posture, and the memory foam responds to your weight and shape. So it's kind of like giving your neck and shoulders the support you need to sleep without the pain, and it's suitable for side sleeping, back sleeping, and sleeping on your stomach, which literally I'm all of the above. The pillow also has this like little nook area that I didn't think I was gonna like, but I actually really like it because it cradles your head and you don't toss around at night as much. But I also find it supports my head better when I'm on my back. It's like giving your head a hug. It's got a cooling outer layer and it's made with no harmful chemicals. So for anyone who has any allergy concerns, we're thumbs up. This is suitable for all ages. It has minimal moisture absorption with high stain and odor resistant. And best of all, Derila features a zipper that allows you to remove the cover and wash it in your washing machine. So if you are like me, tired of suffering from morning back, neck, and shoulder pain due to poor pillow posture, then go try out the Derila pillow. You can use the link in my description box to get a 70% discount on your pillow. Like, that is beyond crazy. And you can get your pillow with a 30-day money-back guarantee, but I do urge you to stick with it for a few days, like a week, give or take, and just let your body adjust to this new way of sleeping before you say, this pillow ain't working for me. This deal will not last for long, so make sure you use the personalized link in my description box and go get yourself a more comfortable sleep. All right, so let's get back to DIYing. This might not be a pain in my neck, but I'm sure this project is going to be, so let's get started. Okay, DIY friends, we are in the She Shack and we are ready to begin our custom dresser build. And I'm excited for this because never done it before. And you know what? That's a great thing. And I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling pumped, but I also feel prepared because I have a plan. I have made a foolproof plan that I just need to follow in order for me to find success today. We have what the dresser is going to look like, kind of the main area here, and then what the drawers will look like inside. So I know exactly what my cuts need to be. So I'm going to be building this out of 3/4 inch plywood and 1/2 inch plywood. The main structure of the dresser is going to be 3/4 inch, and then all the drawers are going to be 1/2 inch. I've already gone to the hardware store. I got my 3/4 inch and I got my 1/2 inch, and I basically got them cut into the sized sections that they need to be, but now I just need to cut them into these pieces. I should also explain that basically the idea is that I'm going to build these dressers in 2 sections. So it's basically going to be like 2 mini dressers that are going to get squished into 1 dresser after it's finished. But I'm going to create 2 bases and then they're going to fit in. And I'm making this much smaller than the actual area is so that I give myself lots of clearance. I know it's going to fit if I just follow these plans. What I'm saying here is we got wit, we got confidence, we got a plan, put that all into one giant pot, and we have a successful project. So let's get going. All right, I'm gonna need a high five for this one. Woohoo! All right, I'm gonna start. Small space problems. When's my garage build start? Okay. Wee bit of sawdust on me lens. Woo! We have made our cuts. Honestly, I think that went really well. All things considered, I just took my time and I got all of my cuts done. There were a lot to make, so the table saw made that super quick. If you don't have a table saw, you can always use a circular saw to make all these cuts. It just takes a little bit longer, but you know what? If it makes you feel more comfortable, then hallelujah. It doesn't matter. Just take your time and make sure you're having fun. Are we having fun?
Whatever you say, boss lady.
To assemble this entire thing, we are going to be using pocket holes. It's simple and easy, and it makes things come together quickly. I'm gonna make one and hopefully it comes together well. Let's go build a cabinet. Let's start pocket holing. To the crank jig, woo! right, so we have 2 bases. Now all we have to do is create the drawers that are gonna go in it. I've also made myself a swell cup of tea. It's a peach ginger. That's good. Now, to create these drawers, so I have my 4 pieces, but I don't have my base yet. So what I have here is a plywood piece. So what I'm gonna do is use my table saw, and I'm just going to cut channels across all of my pieces, and then we'll start to assemble. We'll slide this in, and then we'll put the front on. Super easy peasy. Let's make some channels so that this can slide in and be the base, because it's all about that base. I did it! I made a whole cabinet, 6, that's not 6. I finished all of the drawers, but what I want to do is bring these inside so we can put all these sliders on, and then they can actually function as drawers. So it's very exciting. Let's go do it. Woohoo! All right, we are back in the studio. Now I got pretty lucky because when I went to the hardware store, I was looking for sliders and they are not cheap. So I ended up going on Amazon and I ended up finding a pack of 6 sliders, the exact amount that I needed for this entire piece. And I got the whole thing for like $85. I was like, this is a joke. They can't be quality. But honestly, like looking at them right now, they're soft close. They have the full reach, which is great. So I will link these in the description box because I'm shocked. So I've already done a little bit of prep work here. I basically figured out how much spacing I need between each of my drawers in order to fit this up. I'm just going to put this on the side of my drawer here, and then I'm just going to use this as my guide to screw this in, and then I'll take this off, and then I'm basically going to use this piece of plywood here that I have as my guide on each of my marks, and I'm just going to screw it in from there. I did ask if Jeff could come and help me because with 2 hands on this is just going to go so much faster because I do not want to be working on this till like 10 o'clock at night. So it should come together perfectly with no hitch. That's all I want. Just want it to go well. This is the point where things can go very wrong. So we had to stop. I'm just beyond frustrated right now because my measurements were literally under 1/16 of an inch off. But either the cabinet is 1/16 off or all of the drawers are 1/16 off. But like normally 1/16 is just like, it's nothing. It's a nothing in terms of variance or measurements. But I guess when it comes to these drawers, like it does make a massive difference. And finding out that you're 1/16 of an inch is like driving all the way to friggin' like Disneyland and then finding out you can't get in or something. I don't know. I can't, like, that's how I feel right now. Like I feel like I just went all this way. We've got so far that it's just like the littlest thing has messed this whole thing up. I think it's always going to be challenging for DIYers like me because I'm not using, like the best of the best tools. I'm just using things that you hope will get the job done. But when it comes to all this stuff, it just gets a little bit more finite with like every single teeny tiny little detail, and being like, it would be like more understandable if I was 1/4 of an inch off, but like to be 1/16 of an inch off, oh, it's just beyond frustrating. A part of me just wanted to like turn the camera off and just fix the problem and then come back and be like, everything's fine. I just felt like that wasn't gonna be honest, and sometimes I think it's better to share these moments because I feel like I'm not alone and this happens to a lot of people, and I'm gonna fix this problem and I'm gonna make this dresser and it's gonna be amazing. I just really need to work through this frustrating moment, and Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow, friends. Good morning, DIY friends. Last night was a tough pill to swallow, but I am feeling much better today. I feel like I just kind of like had to have my mini breakdown just so that I could kind of feel those emotions and then put my positive hat back on and just move forward. I mean, I have to be a little easy on myself considering this is the first time I've ever done something like this. I'm pretty proud of myself considering what I've done so far, and I've kind of decided to make the lesser of evils in terms of what I need to change. I'm going to be changing the 2 bases versus having to rebuild all of the drawers, being 6 of them, so it's a lot. And I think if I just take these apart carefully and then redo any of the cross pieces here and here, and I feel like that's going to allow me to change the design by 1/8 of an inch. As frustrating as that sounds, it's what needs to happen. I mean, that's what happens when you build drawers. It needs to be exact for it to fit properly. So to save everyone some time, you guys get what I'm gonna be doing. So I am just gonna use the magic of editing. I'm gonna hustle today. When you see me next, I'm gonna have basically 2 finished bases and I'll show you the changes that I made. Let's get to the future so that we can just move forward on this project. Editor, do your thing. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Look, it's a working drawer with soft close. Honestly, I'm so happy I could cry. Now that I know that this works, all I have to do is just kind of keep moving through each drawer, making sure my spacing is right, and then we can finally move on. Yes, I lost half a day, but you know what? This is incredibly difficult to do, and I overcame it, so I think we just keep moving forward. By the end of this, we should have a functioning dresser. Could have been worse. It could have been worse. It could have been worse. Need to sit down. You'll notice on the sides that there's small gaps there. Essentially, I'm gonna add trim pieces on the side that's just gonna make it look nice and built in. But I wanted to get this up here because I wanna measure what the top is. At this point, I am not making any room for error. So I felt if I got this in here, then at least I could actually measure across what is my measurements for my tabletop. I was gonna make it 48 inches. 48 by 21 would be nice. Little 1-inch overhang probably wouldn't be the worst. Can you guys remember that, please, and let me know what that is once I forget? So this is the tabletop. As you can see, it's in some rough shape, but it's because I've DIY'd on it. I've got some epoxy on it. I've got some paint, I've got some stain. But what I figured I could do is kind of find the best section that doesn't look the most ruined. So I'm guessing it's kind of like this section here. Measure out what I need, and then we will cut it, and then we will just start to basically sand the crap out of it, make this look a heck of a lot better. If this works as my new top, I am going to save a lot of money because these boards are not cheap. So I thought, you know what? I have this. Let's use it. So let's measure up the size that we need, which is 22 by 48. Can you guys yell it at me, please? Thank you. So we need to measure up 48 by 21, and then we can get cutting. Okay. Doctor says we stain. I mean, all things considered, this sanded up quite nicely. I mean, it doesn't look brand new, but it's good enough. All of the pieces in the 3rd bedroom are stained English chestnut, which I have right here. My only fear is that we wouldn't have enough to stain this whole thing, but because we're only doing one surface, I don't need to do underneath. I think we were going to be okay. Oh, this is gonna look so good against that navy blue. I'm gonna let this fully dry. I'm going to put a satin finish on top, and then I think I will call it for the evening. I'll see you tomorrow, my friends. Oh, sorry. DIY friends! As you can see behind me, we have a dresser and we have a top of a dresser. So yesterday I didn't do any filming because I just wanted to get the dresser drawers fronts on. I basically took a 1/2 inch ply. I cut up all of my drawer fronts just to size, and then I simply just screwed them inside the drawer. Nothing to it. I just kind of figured I could bang it out really quickly if I didn't have to film it, and we could just move on to the good part. Now I have some trim pieces here. So these trim pieces, this is simple like MDF trim that I got from the Home Depot. These are going to fit into the sides and kind of give it just like a really nice built-in look, but I can't do that just yet because, as you can see, the back of this space is not yet finished. I do need to wallpaper, but we will not be tackling that this episode. What I want to do is get these drawer fronts finished. I didn't want to leave them this modern look. It's not really my jam. I kind of love to spice it up a little bit. I thought it would be fun if we just added a nice like trim piece around the edges of this, and then I have this beautiful brass hardware that we're gonna fit up on the inside. It's a really nice brushed brass, and I think it's nice and modern. It's gonna look great. So let me show you the trim. So this is the trim I'm gonna put on the drawer front. We're gonna cut these up and basically kind of border the exterior of each drawer front. I have my miter box here, and we're just gonna simply start measuring, cut up some of this trim, and then I think we're really gonna have something that's gonna start to take shape. Guys, I can feel it. It's burning in my bones. I can feel the end coming. So let's go finish these drawer fronts. So tired and so happy that all of this is done that I could cry. See the vision with me. Imagine this all navy blue with this beautiful popping brass detail and this nice warm wood above. It's going to just shine. Doing this entire project myself has been one of like the biggest undertakings of my life. I'm just proud of myself for what I'm capable of, showing myself what I am capable of doing if I just hunker down and do it. Like, this is where I'm going to end this video. We have gone through so much this week. Next week, we are going to be bringing this entire space together, so make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you turn that bell notification on so you do not miss a beat, and sending so much love to my Patreon family. You've been rooting me on behind the scenes and giving me some love and support, so thank you for that. If you are looking for a community of DIYers to do the same for you through all of your home rental projects, then go check out my Patreon. It is linked in my description box below. But of course, my friends, as always, stay positive, stay creative, and keep on DIYing. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Bye-bye.